What's up, guys? Got another new video here for you. Tuned In Sports, Bryson,
Bennett,
Done.
and we've got the Week 15 now, college football review. Another week of pain in the books, and hey, I guess it gives us content to do. Speaking of pain, we'll go ahead and start with the source of it that started it all this week, which was Nevada. Lost 20-30 against San Jose State, and geez, oh Pete, horrible.
Yeah, when I was watching this game, I'm pretty sure actually that throughout the game, I think Nevada was leading, right? Throughout most of the game.
They had parts.
Yeah.
It was back and forth.
Some of it they were leading, and down the stretch, they just made a lot of costly plays and some bad play calls, which out of Nevada, you just don't expect anything different. So, tough loss, and yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Man, it just, a lot of things that happened with Nevada really reminded me of the Eagles, because weekly on the Eagles review, I'm on here talking about holding on to the ball too long, which I saw Carson Strong do frequently. And the other thing is halftime adjustments. Come out scoring the score is 20-7 going into halftime, and then you systematically give up 23 unanswered. How do you how do you even do that? How are you not at all prepared? As far as I'm concerned, I think really the coach just basically told him, hey, you guys got this. This team's out of it. This is just another week, and just keep doing whatever you're doing, and we don't need to do anything. It's not like they're in the locker room doing the exact opposite, trying to figure out what they need to do to get back in. They're just giving up or something. I don't know. It's just pathetic. It was a completely different team in a lot of ways on both sides of the ball in the second half. Putrid tackling by Nevada, especially in the second half. In the first half, they were... in a lot of ways, I feel like they didn't really play that much different in the second half in terms of defense. It's just, instead of making the tackles they were making, they were just getting ran over and not making the tackles, and people were breaking yards that should have been in the backfield, and just so many plays of just, how in the hell are you letting that happen? And the biggest thing is, again, when your offense doesn't score a single point, it's just horrible. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake of the whole damn freaking game is in the first half I think it was first half, but it may have been second, when they went down the field and they called the fumble on the 1 yard line, which, the people in the booth as well as people watching it at home, we all at this house, we all thought it was an obvious freaking not a fumble. The booth people thought it was a fumble. It wasn't a fumble. The people that they talked to in New York or wherever the hell didn't think it was a fumble. It's a fumble. Yeah. Then they immediately, I knew the moment they did that, I was like, okay, well, instead of it being at least 23-7, they're going to go the other way and score. I just knew the moment it happened. Sure enough, first thing that happens, boom, 14-yard gain, boom, 15-yard gain, boom. They're down the field in 8 plays. It was just horrible. And that was the momentum. Big Mo changed right there. And from that point on, Nevada just looked like a different team. And it sucks. And it just... especially the number of times that they spent 15 minutes just about looking at plays that were obvious and reviewing. The referee crew for this night just did a horrible job. I mean, they looked at so many plays, reviewed plays that were no doubt, and then they spent little to no time on plays that looked like they could actually been something. And then even with all the time they spent, they still got things wrong. So it was just horrible all around in terms of the refereeing. And I'm not just talking about Nevada's side. I mean, they spent a ton of times looking at plays that were obvious catches for San Jose State, and we were sitting there for 10 minutes. It was like, what the hell are we doing here? But, I mean, it was just horrible. And then when that kind of thing happened and they lose momentum, and then all of a sudden they can't stop anybody on defense, they can't tackle properly, and they just lost, and it was really disappointing, really, really disappointing, and frustrating too, because I just saw so many things that I see with the Eagles happening, and it's just like, man, oh man, how bad can you be? But I still say, above all, this coach is just, I'm not a fan of his
Head
at all.
down to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, head down to Vanderbilt. See ya. I'm done with him.
Yeah, but then again, the same thing is what are we going to get in replacement of him? So
Fair enough.
It's just going to be it's going to just be a huge mess.
Yes.
Whatever happens out of it. But with this performance, it's almost to if you want to go, just go. Because again, the key thing, just like Bryson said, again, you shouldn't have missed the field goal at the end of the half.
Yep.
It would have made it 23-7. But again, same thing as we always talk about, halftime adjustments. What do you do? What are you doing? Because I haven't seen a team come out this flat. I mean, when they came back out, because guess what did they do? They kick off and kickoff return.
Yeah.
Boom.
Immediately.
Oh, it's 20-14 now. What? And they're standing like, and then the proceeding go down. This is a huge drive.
Yep.
And then they go down to score that would put them up, back to the original, 13-point deficit.
Yeah.
But nope, then there's a momentum change with that stupid call. Mm-hmm. And then, again, another telling stat, second 99-yard drive of the season, they gave it for a touchdown. So, again, why? How can you got the other team pinned back on the 1-yard line? They're not got the whole playbook open. And again, missed tackling, and then, of course, then they're going to start driving about officials. And then there was another bad call with a pass. Mm-hmm. That should have been a completion. And then they said, no, it was interception, and it just steamrolled after that. But again, it all led towards the locker room speech, or whatever they did in there. Yep. I don't know what they were doing down there in the locker room, because whatever it was, it doesn't work.
Nope.
It hasn't done all season, and it's just really frustrating to watch it just disintegrate in a matter of minutes. And that was pretty much the chances of going to the championship game. So now they'll be at some dumb bowl, probably the Potato Bowl up in Boise.
Again.
And we'll play somebody else, who knows. But again, who cares? I mean, it doesn't matter if we have the same coach or not. It's going to be the same result. It's going to be no adjustments, nobody giving a flying F about what they want to do or compete in the game.
Yeah.
And just pretty much they just want to end the season, I think. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. As it goes, towards the end, we get the rest of the final rankings and get all the championship stuff done. But it was just a horrible ending to the season when the season was so had so much bright spots for everything.
Yeah.
And then systematically Nevada it, or say alt it, right? The normal Chris Alt thing where we just blew this game. Oh darn, and it's just horrible. It's just. Like you said, frustrating.
It's so typical.
Yeah. Again, it's just like watching all of our other teams. Yep. How are we going to blow this one? Oh, yeah, we know how they're going to blow it. There it is. And just watch it.
Yeah. It's just so frustrating because, I really thought the way they were playing at the beginning of the season that this was finally going to be the year that we did something. And then they systematically, like he said, just found a way to not be prepared for Hawaii, even though it's a struggle every year. And then they come into this game and they look great. And then halftime, it's just, what are you doing? Or what aren't you doing is the better question. And what they're not doing is, and that's not just this game. I feel like a lot of games this season, they've come out flat in the second half, real offensively especially. They just it looks like a different team out there. And it's frustrating. And get sick of watching stupid play calling on top of that. I mean, just really, one of his favorites, running the Wildcat all the time. It's like, why are we doing this?
You're moving the ball up and down the field with the quarterback in the pistol or spread, and then we're just going to switch it all the way up and just go, hey, we're going to give it to the run. We're going to snap it directly to the running back, see what happens. And everybody's going to go, okay, they're not going to throw it.
Yeah.
There goes a key. Check.
I guess we can load the box.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and throw it if you want to. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's stupid stuff like that, but again, it just reminds us of our NFL teams because it's the same story there.
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's horrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, one of the fumbles was garbage, but the other fumble was just, hold on to it.
I saw it again today.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Again, it's just the usual parallels of these teams.
Yeah.
That that I or somebody else roots for.
Yeah.
It's just the same freaking story, just different colored uniforms.
Exactly. Yeah. Speaking of that, I guess that's probably the best way to transition into the Colorado game. I'll be pretty quick with this one because I only watched about a quarter of it. But, from what I watched, when I was watching, they looked pretty damn good. And I watched towards the beginning of the game, and they could have played better, but they also could have played worse. And I was like, okay, well, at the very least, they're going to be in it. Then a little bit later, I check and find out that they ended up losing the game by 17 points. And I can honestly say I was quite surprised because it was 14-10 at halftime. And so I was like, all right, well, at the very least, they're out there and they're competing. So, to be honest with you, I have no idea what happened. But when I was watching, they looked like at least they were going to play with them. But apparently it didn't end up like that.
Yeah, I didn't really watch any of this game myself. So I'll, kind of just echo what he said. Started off all right, and then towards the end, it just spoiled out of control, it looks like. Don't know exactly what happened, but I'll leave it to the Colorado guy to explain all that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
This one, again, just like Nevada, hey, we got everything on the table. All we got to do is win, right? And then we're going to be in the conversation with USC for the Pac-12 South, title. Or at least, force the Pac-12 to change the rules so that we could actually play USC again, which we should have played earlier, but they got COVID, so we have no idea what could have been with happening with it. But again, everything on the table. They had a chance to pull this out, and they actually did a pretty good job. Utah's always tough.
Mm-hmm.
They're well coached. Again, I don't know what happened to them in the first of the year because they look like a total different team now, or actually, this is actually what the team they should be look like.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Colorado dominated most of it. Again, same thing. Right before half, what do they need to do? Okay, let's go on. We're on our side of the field. Let's go in at halftime, 14-7.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's run the ball. The dude coughs it up, just like Tua,
mm-hmm.
and they pick up the ball and they get 3 points. So it was a free 3 points right there. So it was 14-10,
mm-hmm.
right? But the key of the whole game, I don't know if anybody cares about it anyway, was the loss of Nate Landman at the end of the second quarter. Pretty much when you lose your quarterback of the defense, Butkus Award finalist, which he should be the winner of it, goes out with, I don't even know what it is, ankle, knee. Look, he was on a boot,
mm-hmm.
So it could be Achilles. I don't know, and he was on a little, wheelie cart with his leg up. Pretty much just killed the team, and it showed because they didn't. Well, I should say they scored another touchdown right at the beginning of the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the ball got on the defense, that was it.
Yeah.
Colorado never saw the end zone again.
Yeah.
But they were just running roughshod up and down the field. Guys getting trucked just like they were in the Nevada game. That one dude just got exploded in the Nevada game. There wasn't anything that bad, but it was pretty similar. But I saw a dude today get trucked just like the Nevada dude in the UNC Miami game. It was like, oh my God. It was just a steamroller.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this turd turd special that I got to watch. Again, second half collapse.
Yeah.
But again, it was just losing that key player. Again, just like you would take Lawrence off of Clemson or, whoever. Again, this is like, everybody else, right? It's like the Broncos lose your best player. Guess what happens? Oh, we suck all of a sudden on that side of the ball or whatever that's with it. But, just a real sour taste at the end of the season. Nice thing, though, is Jerry Rice's kid balled out today.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it looks like if we have Chenault's little brother, who was balling out today, and we have Rice, that's going to be a pretty tough wide receiver core to keep a hold of in the future. But again, we'll see what happens. But it was just sad as usual. Again, just after yesterday, now we do the same thing today.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that you have everything sitting right there. And again, looked like you were in control and doing things, and then circumstances happen and you don't adjust to it, and it's over.
Yep.
So.
That really does suck. But I mean, still at the end of the day, great season for Colorado. I mean, going in, I thought it was probably more likely that they would be 1-4.
The other way around.
Yeah, 1-4 as opposed to 4-1.
Yep.
So
no, kudos to them. Like I said, the only thing I hate about it is that now it's gonna be the same answer in the bowl game. I mean, unless they really coach them up in the next couple weeks, but you don't lose a Butkus Award finalist and replace him, and like I said, I don't think the defense is the same.
No,
without him in that system. So again, hopefully he can recover, and then whatever he decides to do, I would expect him going to the NFL. But you never. Again, we'll see what happens. But hey, Broncos, he might drop in the draft because he's injured. You might want to pick up a middle linebacker. The things that we suck at. Can't cover the tight end. Oh, hey. Can't stop the run. Hey.
Down the street from you.
He lives up the hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hello, anybody there?
Yep. That's what always amazes me is how teams space on people in their own damn state.
Well, you got Lindsey, right? I mean, same thing, right? It was like, he's right up there, and at least he walked on. At least he was smart enough to go knock on their door.
But
still, instead of like going, hey, why don't you come on the camp?
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
But then again, with the way that they're using him,
yeah.
they still.
Well, no, but the first two seasons, it's just now we might have to pay him. So hey, let's don't use him anymore. We don't want to use him. It's like, what the? Yeah. Let's get Mr. DUI out there that can't fucking run or fucking hold on to the ball.
Or pass.
Or throw a flea flicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he plays Sunday. He's going to fight back his DUI hearings on Monday. So, maybe, it won't matter. Yeah, he'll get off. Just what like, it is. They'll be like, Broncos.
Wink, wink.
And,
yeah,
it won't matter. But anyway.
The usual biz.
Enough of my crying.
Yeah. So we'll do the usual quick transition into Alabama before we touch on the next one. Great win, and
must be nice. I got Alabama. Oh wow, we only won by 30 today.
Yeah. We didn't quite eclipse the 50 mark, but we did get 49 on them.
Yeah.
So
we blew the team out, and our Heisman Trophy winning candidate quarterback didn't even fucking play or threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
He was absent.
Yep.
But again, usually the Alabama quarterbacks are absent in the NFL, and that's the reason why, right?
Yep,
Because I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, who's been the last really good Alabama quarterback?
No one.
Ken Stabler, back with the Raiders in the 70s, and Joe Namath before that. But past that, who's it been?
No one.
Nobody. It's the running backs and the receivers, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, everybody I've watched.
I mean, you can go, you just run them down the list, right? I mean, even Tua, I mean, it's early, but I mean, when he throws up those 93-yard games, you know what I mean? There's Tua, there's
Jalen
McCarron, there's Hurts.
Yeah. Greg McElroy, he's already in the booth with the SEC Network.
You know what I mean?
And then that other guy, number 6, can't think of his name, but the African-American guy that won, Sims, I think it was. Yeah, he didn't even go to the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a parade of just who?
Yeah, it's just guys that feed the ball.
Yeah,
You know?
Blake Sims. That's what his
Yeah,
name was, Blake
yeah.
Sims. But
just-
again, I had to think about
Yeah.
it because he did nothing.
Yeah.
Facilitators. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's nothing. It's just game managers.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's kind of what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And but again, it's just typical. Just like, my situation, with the Buckus Award winner. Well, guess what? He goes down.
We're fine.
Alabama's going to throw in another 5-star athlete and go, oh, here you go. And then production goes, bloop. While Colorado goes, oh, you lost your Buckus Award winner.
Exactly. It's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
who do we got behind him?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, you can't even use that guy. He's over
Yeah,
there picking like things off the grass. Like, ooh, snow.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that, cleaning the cotton candy machine the year before. Yeah, exactly.
So
But
it's just like,
yeah,
But again, it's just the typical machine, right? The machine goes.
yep. And then on top of that, Florida lost to LSU today.
Yeah.
So
Throw a shoe.
yeah, exactly.
But again, that's the type of athlete you get though when you go to the SEC, right?
Yep.
Box of rocks up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I think somebody posted a funny one with like Austin Powers. Who throws a shoe, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, they did what they needed to do. That's all I have to say.
No. Again, it's just gonna be Alabama, Florida,
Yeah.
Georgia, whoever does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I legit find myself saying the same thing every week. It's just a typical Alabama game.
What? Never heard you say that.
I mean, it's another typical 50-point, almost 50-point, but another just.
I was gonna say,
Don't oversell it.
I was gonna say, those were the glory days for Florida State too. It was the same thing, right? Oh, hey, another 40-game win, another point win.
The funny thing is we're making jokes about it, but they'll be running UCLA's in practice because of it. You didn't win by 50,
Exactly.
you losers.
Exactly.
But yeah,
They'll be hearing an earful.
Nonetheless, I mean,
Jones being in the throwing machine.
like they said, I mean, it's
Exactly.
like they said though. It's like if anybody goes out for Alabama, it's not a huge deal because they just replace them with 5-star recruits.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it's like, shoot, it's literally the same thing.
Yep. Well, like I said, all I got to say is I'm enjoying it while it lasts because once he's gone, then we'll probably be looking at the same thing as them, and it's like, oh, have fun.
You feel like Tennessee.
Yeah. Those horrible quarterbacks are going to start catching up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's get into the bull crap. Just playing, we won today, but
I was going to say, what? We already finished with that segment.
Yeah.
well, as of recent, we have been pretty crappy, but we were fortunate enough to get a win today, and actually in pretty convincing fashion, which.
Good job for
Really
the 4-week bye week. That was good. Way to come out. It was amazing. It was amazing. You guys were arrested. I don't know how.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, technically a 6-week bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, give me more vacation time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because we got blown out. I don't even know how many times straight, but to get into today's game, pretty dominant everywhere outside of the second quarter. The second quarter, we gave up 21 unanswered points, had a couple turnovers, but I mean, outside of that, I ain't got really much bad to say. They didn't score a point in the third. In the first quarter, they only scored 1 touchdown. And then, the second and the fourth, they scored 14, which is 2 TDs. So, but, total yards, we blew them out of the water. Not really blew them out of the water, but it was 100-point difference.
Yeah, you blew them out of the water.
100 yards difference. So, we pretty good offensively today. And one thing I will say is kudos to Jordan Travis because he threw 13 for 18 today, 2 touchdowns and only 1 interception. So that's actually one of his better days that I've seen from him. So I was pretty happy about that. The running game was pretty dang good also today. Tuafili had 7 rushes for 117 yards. Pretty solid. I don't know why they didn't give him the ball more, honestly, but they whatever. As long as it's resulting in points, which is something we haven't seen a lot of over the course of this season. So yeah. And then defense overall played pretty okay. I mean, like I said, they struggled in definitely the second quarter, and then managed to give up 14 in the fourth. But at that point, it really didn't matter because we were up ahead by enough to where they probably weren't going to be making a comeback anyways. So
yeah. Good game for Florida State. It started and they were up 28-7, and I was thinking, wow, I wasn't expecting this. Then the halftime came and it's 28-21, and I'm like, oh, this is the Florida State I'm used to. And then at the end, 56-35. Dare I say they actually know how to make adjustments at halftime, at least this week. Good job to them. A lot of times, like in the NFL, we talk about, well, at this point, it doesn't help them to win. But this is college. Recruits are on the line still. And, just throwing it in for the season doesn't look good if you're trying to build a program. So the fact that they came out, showed some heart, showed some fortitude, and showed that they had a pulse and wanted to win, especially coming off a 4-week bye week. And, at this point, we had started to kind of take Florida State off the channel because we hadn't talked about them in so long, except to say, hey, good
I didn't
job.
know they played until I sat down right now.
Yeah, exactly.
well, they weren't playing before.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was like at the point where it was more common to see the game canceled than it was to not. So, I mean, after that, who knew how they were going to show up today? Sometimes that's beneficial. Other times you seem rusty. But it seemed like the coach had a game plan coming in, and they did what they needed to do. And I hope, that's a sign of good things to come in the future.
Yeah, I mean, to start 28-0, you should hopefully be able to pull that one out.
Yeah.
Well, they nearly.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They caused 4 turnovers and, whatever else happened. But, I mean, apparently this is why Duke's 2-9.
Yeah. Apparently.
But I don't, again, actually Duke, when they looked at their schedule, they played pretty competitively until about the 1st of November, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Because, again, I don't follow Duke. I'm just like, oh, they're not playing basketball, so I don't know what's going on there. So all of a sudden, then it's like, oh, okay, what's happening? I mean, they got blown out by North Carolina, and then they had a COVID, probably Wake Forest game.
Yep.
Then they got blown out by Georgia Tech, which is now a warning sign because Florida State lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And then they got
Pounded.
They got shut out by the U,
Yeah.
who just got steamrolled today by North Carolina. So it was like, what?
Yeah.
So again, I guess this is to be expected, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
With it, but again, I don't know what happened in the last month for Duke, but the team has totally gone in the opposite direction from what they started off. Because I mean, they had a pretty close game with Notre Dame. Looked like with Boston College, Virginia, they were only 7-point losers through Virginia Tech, which is a pretty good
Showing.
program. They beat Syracuse and lost by 1 to NC State. So, again, something happened in the 1st of November, and I don't know what it is, what happened. But, again, that's the reason they're 2-9, and it shows today why they're 2-9.
Yeah.
To start out the game 28-0 and then just get steamrolled after that. But
Yeah.
good job for Florida State.
Yeah.
Get back on the
Hopefully.
on the winning groove
Yeah.
on your one game.
Oh
Oh no!
Hey.
Possibility of Wake next week, maybe next week, maybe.
I don't know.
You guys got one. You might just want to stop now.
You might want to cancel
Hey,
it.
yeah, we're good for the year.
We'll just
We're done.
cancel it.
You
Yeah.
might want to cancel it just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't taint it now.
Go hang out with Giuliani
Yeah,
for a couple
exactly.
days.
Yeah. Just go do something.
Yeah,
You're in Florida.
yeah.
There's got to be a nursing home around there that you can go around and hug and kiss, kiss old people and
Kiss fat girls.
yeah,
and-
and,
Yeah.
do what you need to do to cancel this next game. But no, good for them. Like I said, it's been a miserable season for them, so maybe that gets them one step closer to ending this.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, after the showing today, actually kind of interested to see how they're going to play against Wake Forest.
Or if
they play against them.
That's what I'm more interested.
Part of me just believes that they're going to cancel the game because it seems to be a common thing going on this year for them.
What?
So, but if they do play, I'm interested to see kind of how they're going to look.
I'm interested.
How they'll finish off the season.
I'm more interested to see if the game's going to be played with how they've done it this year.
Because, I mean, it's going to be a big weekend with championship games everywhere else. Who wants to be a part of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be like who's going to watch you? They're going to watch the Big Ten and
SEC and stuff like that. Yeah.
Everybody else's championship games.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might as well just hang it up.
They could be watching Nevada, but no.
Yeah.
Well, it says we're playing on Saturday at 9.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
But
like
it's
said,
scheduled.
mail it in.
Yeah, it's scheduled.
Just you were ahead. Just stop.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stop playing before you start losing again.
Yeah.
End the season with a
positive
good taste
note.
in the mouth.
Yeah, you can say we won our last game, and the next one, typical 2020 COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
We just wanted to make sure everybody's healthy. Send them home for the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yep. So, but anyways, I think that's enough complaining about this stuff. For the most part, another pretty frustrating week, but we move on to the next one. And we'll see what bowl season looks like. Woo! Yep, exactly. I'm sure Nevada's going to be, rolling around in Boise, going against Arkansas State or something stupid again. Yeah. And when they had the chance to play somebody actually pretty good and see where we're at, but nope.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff can change between the bowl season. So, coach might be gone.
Yeah, that's true.
He can go be the bottom feeder at Vandy if he wants. So. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
News will occur.
Yeah, for sure. One way or another. But anyways, if you guys like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And with that being said, Bryson.
Bennett.
Don.
See you guys in the next video.